Hello, welcome to my weekly energy forecast where I talk about all the astrological events for the week and the energy. My name is Adina. I'm an intuitive astrologer here on YouTube. So let's just get right into it. This is for the week January 9th to the 15th. So we have this week Mars stationing direct. And Mars has been at this 8 degree in Gemini for a few days now and is actually going to continue to be there, I believe, until January 24th, if I'm not mistaken. I know I wrote it down here. But yeah, he's going to be there for quite a while. So even though Mars stations direct this week, which is going to be great for our motivation and getting kind of back in action, he really doesn't pick up speed until we start getting into February. So that's just something to keep note of. And then, yeah, so let's just get right into the days, and then I can go over all the details as we go. So Monday, we have Venus trine. We have Venus trining Mars retrograde in Gemini. So this really lightens up the energy for Monday. Venus is kind of putting a bit of light on that Mars retrograde energy in Gemini, which has been really difficult when it comes to communicating and getting things going and paperwork and all of those Gemini themes and topics. So this is definitely going to be good for that, lightening up that energy. And also Venus is in Aquarius, so this is really good for connecting and social media, social connections. So Monday would be really good for that. Just be mindful of your reactions and responses because Mars will still be retrograde at this point. So Tuesday, January 10th, we have Mars retrograde in Capricorn squaring Chiron in Aries. So I look at this energy, honestly, it seems like this could be like possibly some harsh news or misunderstandings or somebody saying something that like opens up an old wound, because Chiron is the wounded healer. So when Chiron is involved, this usually has to do with either healing in some way or some type of hurt or wound that comes up from the past. That's how I usually take this energy. And with Mercury in retrograde in Capricorn, it's like, yeah, like there's some harsh news or something said that maybe brings up something old or brings up like something hurtful. So that's something to be mindful of on Tuesday. And it could be like, because it's Mercury retrograde, it could be like something that's misunderstood or something that maybe you're just not hearing clearly. So just be mindful of that. And then Wednesday, January 11th, we have Venus in Aquarius squaring the nodes. At the same time, we have the moon in Virgo. So we really have to watch for being overcritical to self-critical and to critical of others, because the moon is in Virgo and the moon represents our feelings and emotions. And sometimes Virgo can be over analytical and over critical and like too perfectionist, right? So definitely be mindful of that. And with Venus squaring the nodes, this could be like something coming up. Sorry, just reading my notes. Something coming up that you're having to look at to like, is this right for you? Is this the north node is always where we're going, and the south node is always where we're used to it, but we're coming out of it, and so the nodes almost represent like our karmic journey. And when Venus squares the nodes, it's like a challenge or something coming up where we have to review or take a look at something to see, is it still in alignment with us? Is this still for the highest good for your journey in the direction that you're going, or are there changes need to be made? So that's definitely something to watch for Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we have Mars Thursday is when Mars stations direct. So in Gemini at 8 degrees. So this is definitely a day to be mindful of, because Mars stationing direct in Gemini almost reminds me, because Gemini can represent vehicles, local travel, your community. And when I think of like Mars stationing direct in Gemini, it's almost like a fender bender, like an accident. So definitely be mindful of driving. It's like this kind of jolt of energy. And we're going to want to watch that for all of these Gemini themes and topics. So local community, communicating, your thinking, learning. Gemini represents siblings and cousins and neighbors and stuff like that. So just be mindful that on Thursday we have Mars stationing direct, and it definitely can affect all of those themes and topics as well. Friday is Friday the 13th, which is really interesting because Mars will be direct at that point. And yeah, so Friday we have Sun sextile Neptune. This I really like for creative ventures and creativity and inspirations. And Neptune is really good with like dreams and imagination. And then the Sun is our soul expression. It's how we express ourselves. So this is an amazing day for journaling or any type. If you like write songs or poetry or painting, like it just seems like a really amazing day and amazing energy for like creative expression. Really like, getting your creativity out there. Another thing too, like this is also a really good day for like spiritual work, because Neptune also can represent spirituality, and it's a sextile, so it is a positive aspect. So definitely. And with the Sun being in Capricorn, this is also really good for like grounding that energy, because Capricorn's like work, right? Our work and all of our responsibilities and stuff like that. So it's almost like taking our creations and being able to ground them on paper in a sense. So I really like that energy for that. And then Saturday, oh my God, I go through my notes. Sorry. And then Saturday, January 14th, we have Venus in Aquarius squaring Uranus and Taurus. So this could be some sudden, out of the blue change or challenge that causes us to have to stop and rethink something or review something or someone, and just to see if it's in alignment with us. Venus squaring Uranus, like, Venus can represent like our self-love, self-value, our connections, our relationships. With Venus being in Aquarius, this is social gatherings and social media, stuff like that. And with the squaring Uranus, it's almost like something very sudden happening that is causing us to stop and kind of review something and making sure that it's still in alignment with our path and like where we're going. And also making us have to like even check our own energy. Something may happen causing us to like check our own energy. Also, Venus can represent finances as well. So something may even happen regarding finances, but this is definitely something kind of sudden, because Uranus is very like sudden change, chaos, disruption. So something definitely to be mindful of for Saturday is like a sudden disruption to either social groups or financial institutions or your finances, even like connections and people, because Venus can represent our relationships and connections. So yeah, just be mindful of that. And then on Sunday, January 15th, we have Mercury retrograde and in conjunction with Mars direct at 8 degrees in Gemini. So this energy is actually going to be carried over from Saturday night. So it starts late Saturday and carries over into Sunday. Now, the moon is also going to be in Libra, moving over into Scorpio basically at the same time. So this can show up as like a major miscommunication, a major misunderstanding, and that's with something that just doesn't feel balanced, like something that feels off. This is like getting some information, but like it's not clear. There's something with it that just doesn't feel right. The Libra energy, like with the moon being in Libra, that's balance and harmony, and then when it goes in the moon transits over into Scorpio, it's like it just feels like Scorpio's like a great researcher, and it really dives deep into like if it wants to know something, a Scorpion's gonna figure it out. But with this moon transiting from Libra to Scorpio, and then with the Mercury retrograde with this in conjunction to Mars, it's like receiving some type of information that doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel just. It doesn't feel balanced. And it's like, I need to get to the bottom of this. I need to figure out what's going on and what's going on here, basically, because it just doesn't feel right. It feels off. So that is my energy for the second week of January from the 9th to the 15th. I really hope that you enjoy this video and you find it useful. Please comment below if there's anything that you would like me to talk about, or you can follow me on my social media if you want to see daily astrology content and lunar transits. You can follow me on my Instagram at Adina. Actually, all of my info is in the description, so you can just everything's in the description below. So I really hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.